Chris says, do you have any tips on keeping your focus on your own pacing and strategy rather than what your competitors are doing? So again, a question pertaining to competition here. How do you put the blinkers on, focus on your own task, on your own job, on your own strategy, and not get caught up with your competitors? This comes down to discipline. It comes down to the discipline and the self-confidence and self-awareness to know that what you are doing is what is best for you. Because in the end, all you're trying to do is maximize your performance. In a 100-meter sprint, it doesn't matter who's in front for 99.99 meters, it matters who's in front at the very end. And a good bit of insight on this is if you know that the people in your heat, in your event, if you know that they're not smart strategically, there's going to be some really good positive feedback that you can get there, that if they are going out hard, you are going to be able to come over the top later. So you should be able to draw some confidence from that. So it's important to have the discipline, but to have that discipline, you have to have a little bit of self-confidence backing that up. So the way we do that is by practicing our strategy in training. Now, there are two really important reasons that you should strategize in training. Firstly, if you don't and you go out hard all the time, you're only going to be training these anaerobic energy systems. These energy systems that kick into gear when you're working at a very high intensity. That's what makes you hit the wall in training. So if you're always going out hard, you're always training the same energy system, and you're not building a broad competency across short time domains, moderate, long, extra long time domains. So if you're doing a 2-minute event, you'll be going at a very high intensity, and you'll be training the energy systems primarily responsible for that. For a 10-minute event, whatever pace you can sustain for the entire 10 minutes until that final sprint at the end, that's what you should be working at, your maximum sustainable pace. 20, 25, 30, 60 minutes, 2 hours, exactly the same thing applies. Find the maximum sustainable pace. So that's the first reason that it's important to strategize in training. The second reason is that strategy is a skill. And if you don't practice, train, and develop that skill, you won't then be able to do it in competition. It helps to build your self-awareness of what you can do. You make good notes based on your training, and then from those notes, you can work out whether you could have gone out harder, whether you could have done more earlier and still been able to hold on. Effectively, you will find what your maximum sustainable pace is. As soon as you know that, as soon as you have that self-awareness, that can then lead into the discipline in competition to actually staying at that pace. So confidence, or the major source of confidence in this case, is being fueled by past success. So if your pacing and strategy is working for you in training, chances are you're going to have the confidence that it will work for you in competition. If you haven't trained and practiced this, you won't build that confidence, and that can't fuel the discipline to be able to stick with what you're doing. Of course, the more you do this, the more you practice this strategy, the more you're going to be able to do this. So practice it lots, see what works, try and narrow down and refine your ability to find that maximum sustainable pace exactly. The better you get at this skill, the more confidence you have because you're more self-aware, and then you'll be able to say, it doesn't matter if my competitors are going out super fast, I know what is best for me. So become more self-aware by practicing it.